if you use band, awesome. I'm going to explain kind of how I use band. You might use band very similarly, or maybe I say something that you're like, wow, I didn't think about that, and that's really awesome. And if you don't use band, then hopefully you find something useful in this presentation. Because trust me, no matter what it is that you're looking for, whether it's communicating, whether it's rehearsing, whether it's sharing material, you can do all of it through band. So I'm going to kind of go over how I do that. So just a little bit about me. Like I said, my name's China Hendry. I'm born and raised here. I got my bachelor's degree in dance from UNLV. So I've done a little bit of it all. I went to school for the production side of things. So stage management, lighting design, costume, all that stuff. I taught at a studio right out of college. And then shortly after, I actually got offered the dance coach position at Basic High School. So if you know anything about here, Henderson is basically Las Vegas. It's our next door neighbor, right? So I always say I coach in Las Vegas, but technically it's Henderson. I started coaching there right out of college as something fun to do. They were like, oh, you want to coach high school dance? I'm like, yeah, I was on a high school dance team. That sounds fun, sure. Fast forward 9 years, and I'm now the head dance teacher. They asked me to open up the program. So what started with about 120 students is now over 250, and that's pretty much my life. I teach high school dance all day. So studio, high school, I promise you, you have parents, you have dancers, you're teaching fundamental, it's all the same thing. It's all the same. So before band, this is literally a picture of me. Just kidding, but really this was me before band. So before I started using band, I was using all the things. I was using GroupMe. Well, first I started off with regular group text messages. Terrible idea. Don't use your group text. Don't use your own personal phone for team or for any type of communication for that matter. But then I started using GroupMe. Okay, so I had that app going. I had my emails. That one's blowing up. I have Google Calendar. At one point we had a Facebook group. So we had 4 or 5 different things at any given time, just trying to communicate for one thing, your studio or my team or whatever it might have been, just for one thing. I had 4 or 5 different things going on at the same time. Now, after band, it's all in one app. It's right there in this free app. That's amazing. It's easy to navigate, and I'm going to kind of show you the things that I use the most. Okay, so like I said, I used to be a big GroupMe person. Did anybody else use GroupMe? I was a big GroupMe. So if you don't know what GroupMe is, it's like a group text message, only it doesn't go to your phone. It's an app, kind of sort of like Band, but not at all. It's just the group text part. So rather than giving out your phone number, and you guys know how if you share a group text with people that are part of Android and iPhone, everything doesn't share right, videos don't share right, nothing like that. So we used GroupMe. You can't share long videos, so then I did the YouTube thing, so I would upload everything to YouTube, and I'd have to drop the YouTube link. YouTube link is now lost somewhere up at the top of the group chat, because it's a group chat. Anytime I needed to find anything important, I would have to sit there and I'd have to scroll forever just to find the video that I tried to post, maybe an important checklist that I was trying to get out. Either way, it wasn't super effective. It was fine for general communication, but as far as actually sharing important stuff, not effective whatsoever. And then obviously group text. If my phone ever says 99, I'm having a heart attack. I can't do that. Don't give out your phone number. Don't do that. Okay, so how I found band. I knew what band was. So when the pandemic hit, as you guys know, everything abruptly stopped middle of March. My class, we were in class on a Friday. By that Sunday, they were like, hey, we're not coming back to school for 2 weeks. Like, okay. So I'm like, all right, what are we going to do for these 2 weeks? We have dance show coming up. We have our dance show coming up. we have to keep my team engaged. How are we gonna practice still? How am I gonna get out information? We had just started getting ready for dance show auditions. So I'm like, okay, how are we gonna do all this? We have to get it done in 2 weeks because we got to come back and do dance show. Didn't come back for a year after that, but regardless. So I needed a way to keep my team engaged during this break. A teacher friend of mine who also coaches a dance team was like, you should use band. I'm like, how would I use band for that? And she's like, oh, it's amazing. It's kind of like GroupMe. So there's a chat feature that's in there. Okay. She's like, but you can share videos. You can have them share videos. It's all in one spot. I'm like, okay, yeah. I had nothing else to do. We had a lot of free time at the beginning of this pandemic. I'm like, sure, let's just try it. Okay. My girls at the time were a little apprehensive. They're like, we love GroupMe. I'm like, okay, we'll keep the GroupMe for right now. We'll open up the band. We'll just give it a shot. They fell in love immediately. And now it's where my team shares everything. Because like I said, and I'll show you in a couple slides what a homepage looks like and how easy that is. But yeah, now it's literally where we share everything. What started as just a way to keep my team together during a pandemic has now turned into, honestly, the biggest communication organizational tool that I've ever had. So. Okay, so what is Band? It's a one-stop shop group communication app, and it's free. So I know our friend over here was talking about how she uses her software that I'm sure she has to pay for that only works 50, 60, who knows, sometimes, okay? This is completely free. It's right on your phone. So if you're anything like me, I use my phone for everything. My music, I record videos, I talk to people, I use it for everything, right? I'm the person who has my phone for all this stuff, okay? So everything being in the palm of my hand is automatically easier. I don't have to log into my computer to go onto Excel to change the calendar that I then have to save and send back out because that's a pain in the butt. So it's all in one spot. So this is a picture. This isn't mine, actually. My band is in here, but this is not mine. So this is what, when you first open up band, this is what it looks like. So you can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. This band is a little more complicated than what I do. I only have 2, but this one is a studio that would have a band for every single class that they have. So like this Tuesday 3 p.m. ballet, anyone that's in Tuesday's 3 p.m. ballet is in that band. Anyone that's in Blue Diamond Dance is in that band. So for me, ours says Dance Pack 2020, 2021, or 2021, 2022. It's a new year. So everything is in our band. And you guys, this is like an example of what an alert looks like because you're going to get alerts like that. So this is your homepage of band. You can click, if you're like, I need to talk to my hip hop kids, you can click hip hop. You could click the hip hop and talk just to them. You don't have to talk to every single kid that goes to your studio. You could just talk to what you need to. Hey, don't forget your hip hop shoes, whatever it might be. Okay, so one-stop shop. So key features of band. I'm going to kind of go through all of them really quick, and then I'll tell you the ones that I use the most. So obviously posts. The 2 that I use the absolute most is posts and chat, and so we'll go over that. So we have posts, read receipts, which is my number 1, because again, you have the parents who, oh, I didn't read it, and I'm like, actually, I saw that you did. I saw that you read it. You read it on Friday. File sharing, so those big files, the things that you guys use the most, like the 5-minute long videos that you need to share. Maybe you recorded something and it was everything with counts and it's taking forever and a day to upload on YouTube. You could just file share it straight to band. Photos and videos, so there's a whole photo album, so you don't have to go searching through the group chat. It's just, oh, let me click the photo album. Everything's in there. Polls, so I'm kind of big on letting my girls try to pick some stuff. You can or can't use it. It's up to you. If I'm like, hey, you know, what do we want our hair to be for Friday night's football game? High ponytail or half up, half down? They click a post rather than me asking that question and then the group chat gets blown up with ponytail. No, but half ponytail is better. No, just fill out the thing, whatever wins, wins. Okay, live stream. So I actually haven't used a live stream, but I know people that do. So it's kind of similar to if you need to hop on a live stream to communicate maybe something that's too big to explain through a post and you want to be like, hey, parents, we have our dance showcase coming up and I need to talk to you guys about the COVID procedures because maybe that's probably still going to be going on. You could do a live stream with them and just get it all out to them and then they can leave. So live stream's a cool tool. Calendars, God bless the calendar because like I said, I could not stand going into Excel and having to change my calendar every time something changed. This, it's all in one spot and I'll show you actually in here what that looks like. And then of course the chat feature. So chat is easy for me if I just want to say something quick or if my girls just want to talk. So you can do all these things in one app, which sounds like a lot, but it's all in one spot. It's super easy. So, okay, onboarding process, because again, that sounds kind of like a lot. And when I first told my girls, hey, we're using band, they were like, what's band? How do I do it? I don't know how to do it. So I actually had them log on to Zoom with me and we did everything all together. I showed them on my phone. I said, I'm going to wait until every single person downloads band. So I sat there and I waited. And then once all 20 of my people had downloaded band, then I went through and I actually screen shared because the cool thing about band is that you can actually do it on your computer as well. So while it's on your phone, you can do everything on your computer. So I pulled it up on my computer and I kind of walked them through. And so they had it on their phone, kind of going, oh, okay, I see where that is as I followed along on the web version. But so we did an onboarding process. You can do an onboarding process as well. You can do it in person in a studio. Like I said, in person wasn't an option for us at the time. But we definitely did an onboarding process. I wanted to make sure that they were as informed about what band was before I said, hey, go download band. Because they'd be like, I don't know what to do with this. There's a few easy ways to get your particular band. So once you have this app, you're like, what do I do? There is a invite code. There's also a QR code, then you got to scan it. I just sent everybody the little code. It's just a little link. Click that link and you clicked it and you were automatically entered into the band. So super simple. It was very user friendly. You didn't have to jump through hoops or do anything crazy. Okay, ways we use band. So this is actually my band. This is when you click your band, you click it, it takes you to a page that looks something like this. So like I said, mine's just titled 2021-2022 Dance Pack. You can see right here, it has like the most upcoming event. So if you have something coming up, it stays right there at the top of your screen. Anytime they log on, they know what the next thing is. This is just a regular post, so I'll kind of go into posts here in a second, but this is the most recent post that we had, which just so happened to be a video. And then down here, which I know it's kind of blurry, but down here is all that stuff that I was telling you about. We have our chat, so if you want to hop to the chat, quick, just click the button. Right here, this is your photo album. So again, I don't have to go back and forth. It's just all in the same spot. So photo album, you have your calendars. That's file sharing. This is if you want to know just who your people are. You can click it, see a list of everyone that's in there. And settings. So for me, at first I was like, oh, am I going to have to bounce around band? Nope. It's all just boom, little, very easy to use, picture-coded menu at the very bottom. So everything you need has a home. It's right there at the bottom. So we share everything in one post. So as you can see, I shared this video. We have a camp coming up this week. And so I sent them the dance that we have to learn. That's what you can see. Here's a team dance with counts, right? So you can, whatever you're posting, everything's in one section. I can also give them feedback. So if I say, hey, I want you guys to send me the first 30 seconds of that dance that we learned on Monday. They would then post it in the band, and I can go in and type like, hey, make sure you're watching your counts. You rushed that 8 count, whatever. I can give them feedback right then and there rather than waiting until Monday, which I probably won't remember it anyways. So I can do it right then and there, and they have time to fix it on their own. Calendars with every single detail. Like I said, it pops up right here. I can change it. I can type in all the information, what they have to wear that day, what time it starts, where you got to meet, all the things. Instructions. So again, if I'm doing a home practice, if I'm like, hey, I want you to stretch 20 minutes at home for whatever it is. I could say exactly what I want you to do. Make sure you hit the right and the left split, do the center splits. I want 30 seconds of an over split, whatever, right? You could type in all the details of exactly what you want. That way they know exactly what they're doing, which is easy, right? And then obviously it builds a sense of community. The coolest thing is that they can see each other's stuff. So rather than it being anonymous, oh, my teammates won't know if I didn't do it. No, we all know. We see you. We see you didn't turn your video. We know what type of teammate you are. Okay, announcements. So lots of times I have to post, so you can kind of see it's going through. Hopefully it goes back. I'll make it go back. Okay, so I write everything in one post. This is an example. I'm actually going to go back. This is an example of a post. So like I said, we have our camp coming up. So I typed in exactly what I want them to wear Monday through Friday. This is what I want you to bring with you, a little list. And then I put just some general information down at the bottom. So here you can see everyone's like, oh, thank you. Like they're really nice. Thank you, China. They're so polite. And then I come up here where it says read by, and I can see everybody that read it. I'm like, oh, I know all 20 of my teammates read that post, right? I can also see who didn't. Lauren. We know she's new, so it's fine. But either way, you can see every single thing. You can see the girls, what they liked, if they reacted to it. Everything is all in one spot. So you know that girl read it. And if she didn't, so if I'm looking and I'm like, hey, Lauren, you haven't read the post. I'm going to go into the chat at Lauren. Please make sure you like the post about the camp, or please make sure you go read the post about the camp information. And I'll just keep checking back until I saw that Lauren read it, right? So you can keep track of who's reading your information, who's getting it. That way they can't just keep pushing it off and, oh, I'll read it later, oh, I'll read it later. So read receipts, information doesn't get lost, it's all in the same spot. So if they need to find the camp information, they don't have to scroll through the group text. They just have to go to the camp information post and it's all right there. It doesn't get lost. So it's all searchable content. Okay, easy scheduling. So this is what your calendar looks like when you open it. So as you can see, everything's scrolled down. This goes so fast. I'm going to go back. But you can change the events. So this is just kind of going through what it's like to change like the time. It's going to show notify members. They get an alert right to their phone. Hey, the time changed for that practice. But you can list every single detail, the date and time, the location, just any general information that you want them to know. You don't have to print a calendar. I used to print calendars. Oh my God, just for them to lose it. Oh, I dripped water on it. It's somewhere in my back. I don't know. Like it just was gone. Can I get another one? No, I'm not printing you another 8-page calendar, sorry. So now it's all in one spot. So you can see we have practice, camp, all of that. They just go right there. They see every single day what they have to do. So you can do the same however you need to. Ours is a lot more general because it's just the team. But if you're like, you have ballet at this day, you have your solo rehearsal at this time on this day, make sure you wear your costume because we need to see it run through with the right shoes, things like that. And it's also easy to make changes. So that's what you kind of saw in here. If you look right here, I had it set at 8 a.m., but I was like, oh, I need to make a change. So I went through, edit, changed the time because it was crucial to start at 8:01 instead. And I needed them to know that it was starting at 8:01. So I had to notify them. Okay, so either way, it's super easy to make changes and updates, and they know right away the second you make a change. Okay, competition prep. We used this a ton. So, like I said, we were virtual the entire summer. We did not go back to school until this March. So we had a whole year of not being in school at all. Okay, and between that summer, we're a super competitive team. So I was like, I can't just take the entire summer off, right? So I'm like, how are we gonna practice? We can't meet in person. Studios are closed. What are we gonna do? So we posted a lot of videos, yeah? This is obviously in person, but I would post things like, hey guys, I want a video of 10 triple pirouettes, a 20-minute stretch. Give me your 5 best toe touches, whatever. And then I would go straight in and write notes to them so that they could practice at home. And I knew that they were practicing the right things, because if I just left it in their hands, it was like, hey, make sure you're practicing, I don't know what I would have gotten. But this shows rehearsal feedback. So this is them learning their competition routines. I posted everything in there. So I have clips of like small clips with choreography, the main clips, everything is all in their spot. So if they're like, I need to find Monday's video from Palm with counts. Go to the band, find Monday's video with Palm with counts. So you can share general competition information, send out reminders, anything like that. And any single person can comment. So you see they're saying thank you. Some girls would comment notes to each other. It was really, really helpful to share information. Okay, separate chat rooms. So this is just an example of our chat room. So you can see I'm just like, great job, whatever. They all say thank you. It shows you where the shouts are so you can see who liked it, anything like that, okay? So that's separate from your normal posts, because again, that was one of the biggest problems for us is I would try to put important information, it'd get lost in the chat. So you have your chat and you have your important information. It doesn't get lost. I don't need anyone's phone number. More importantly, they don't need my phone number. Everything's in there. They can direct message you on the app. They don't need your phone number. They don't need to give your phone number to their mom. And you can turn the chat on and off at any time. So if they're blowing up the chat, off. Nope. I've had to do that a couple times. They have teenage girls. They like to talk. Okay, virtual practice. So like I said, we virtually practiced pretty much the entire year. This is an example of one that we did for the fireworks booth, just because we didn't practice that week. So this is called a challenge. So let me go back, hold on. So a challenge, as you can see right here, I wish I could pause it. It has all the information for the challenge, and then it shows when you come here, you go to the group and it shows you every single person who did the challenge. So right here it says Jameson posted 4 days. So she did a challenge 4 days in a row. Every single day that she was supposed to do, she did it. So you can go in and you can simply click. It shows their video that they did, which I don't remember what this one looks like. It's a stretch of some sort. And then my captain came in and commented them some feedback so that they were able to make corrections. So then I can go to the next day, be like, oh, what did she do on the 28th? Oh, there's her next one. And so again, I can give feedback. My captain was the one giving feedback, but you could go in and give feedback for any rehearsal video that you have. So for virtual practice, we used this a ton for virtual practice, and you could even use it now. So how many times do we set a competition routine and we come back, to our studio practice later and it looks like they never learned it? And you're like, what? But now you can actually kind of make them. Or maybe give them challenges. You can give them things to do outside so that they know, okay, so she wants me to work on the first half of my solo, and here's my video of me working on the first half of my solo. So you can see individual dancers' progress. It's easy for dancers to upload the videos. It's easy to give feedback. Like I said, my teammates like to give feedback to each other. It just builds like a sense of accountability and a sense of community when you can't be together. So it's pretty cool. Okay, team photo album. As I mentioned, you can post everything. If you want a one-stop shop to just go find it all, you just click the photo album and everything's all in one spot. So you don't have to go search further right. You're like, okay, I just want to find the Palm videos. There's the hip hop videos all at once. Okay, and I scroll down. Oh, here's the Palm videos. So everything's all in one spot. It makes it super easy to find. You don't have to scroll if you don't want to. Okay, with bands. So like I had mentioned, everything is all in the same spot. So you can post and organize everything in one location. You don't have to use Gmail and Google Calendar and GroupMe or your personal text message. You don't have to do all of that. You can just do it all in one app with the touch of a button. You can upload video files super easy. It uploads really quickly. I think it uploads way faster than YouTube. Sometimes YouTube will be taking forever and then the little links just get lost. So I could just upload it right there, it goes to the album. You can comment feedback immediately. So that's the thing that I do, especially over the pandemic when that hit, but even now, I would give them feedback. They would post their video. I'd see, oh, Malaya posted her Wednesday practice video. Hey, Malaya, make sure you're, using your supporting leg more, pull up your passe, watch your arms, whatever the comment is. So that way she can go back and fix it. She's not waiting until next week when she has class to go fix it. No excuses. So your dancers, your parents, they can't say, oh, I never saw it. Oh, I didn't get it. Yeah, you did. I saw the read receipt. It's all in there. And then obviously a sense of community. My team was like heartbroken when the pandemic hit and they couldn't get back together. And honestly, band was the main thing that kept them like, they saw each other dancing. It was like they were all at practice together. They could obviously talk to each other. I could talk to them. So it just kind of creates a huge sense of community and obviously accountability, because when you see it, you can't hide when you're right there, right? Okay, so why band for dance teachers? I cannot stress this enough. Like, I'm a dance teacher. We are constantly juggling 1,000 things at once. We are the teacher, we are the mentor, we are the stage manager, costume designer, office manager. We're all the things with one salary, right? Okay, so it's perfect for the busy dance teacher that's always on the go, literally, because lots of times I also have a kid, so if you're a parent, you're also like, yeah, I'm spread thin, okay? So lots of times I'm like with my kid playing, I'm like, okay, let me send a quick reminder. I don't have to bust out my laptop, which my kid's just gonna type on. I could just pull up my phone real quick, send a reminder, okay, good. So you could do it in the car, you could do it as you're at the grocery store, you can always post anything at any time. You don't have to, there's no extra apps, it's just all in one spot. It keeps you, your parents, and your team organized, and an organized team is a successful team, so, or a studio. So you're organized, your parents know what's going on, your team knows what's going on, everybody's on the exact same page. It's not, I gave this information to them, and then they got that information. Nope, we all got the same information, here we go. And so definitely I would recommend giving it a try. So I only use mine for my team. You can obviously, and I'd highly recommend having one just for your parents. I choose not to have one for my parents, mainly because that's just the type of parents I have. They weren't really interested in it. They're like, we trust you, do your thing with our girls. I'm like, all right, cool. But for your parents who don't get information well, who want more information, you can make a separate band for them. And now I know there's the question of, well, I don't really want them having the freedom to comment and talk. Turn the chat off, turn the comments off. Make it so that they can just see the information and like it. Yeah, because you can do that. They don't need to, unless you want them to talk. I wouldn't want my parents to talk to each other. No, but you can make it so that they can just go in and see, and you're like, I saw that my senior group's parents all read the post about Saturday's competition. We're good to go. That's all I need, and that's all they need. So, questions. If you join, you get a $10 Starbucks gift card. But sorry, I know I talk really fast, and I went through a lot of information, and obviously that's personal to myself and how I use it. But is there any question that you're like, can I use it this way? Is it possible to use it that way? Does anybody have any questions? Yes.
If I turn the chat on, is there a way that they can message me through that app, or does it have to be like a text message to me or whatever?
So there's two ways. So you can turn the chat off and they can just direct message you, or you can make it so they can't direct message you and just leave your email and be like, if you have anything dire to say, you can email it to me, which is what I do. I'm like, if you need to talk to me, you can send it to my email. Like if you have something you have to say. But yes, you can. Yes.
It's like private chat each other?
Yeah, it's a private chat.
So like texting but without your phone. Well, I don't want private.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't want a private chat with my
private chat with me, they could do
They
that.
can.
Because like you said, I don't want the parents and it's the notification. Because I am on band as a parent.
Right.
And so like for a dance team, and it is like, so the coach will say, leave an emoji if you saw this.
Yep.
And so then, but she sends out the message at 10:30 at night, and I'm ready for bed, and my kids stay up until 2. So my phone's going off.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that can't happen.
Yes, and that's my favorite thing is it's completely customizable. Because like for my team, for example, I want them to talk to each other. Like they bond a lot through that. So I leave it open. I just silence my phone if I don't want to hear the notifications. My parents though, I've heard of horror stories where you post something, you're like, looks good, and you wake up and then suddenly every parent you had like a whole argument about it, and you're like, what happened? You wake up to like, what is this? So turn it off. They can direct message you, but you can, like a private message, but you can also make it so that they can't. If you have anything you need to say to me, you can send me an email. That's what I do. That's my thing. Send me an email. Don't text me. I won't even reply to you if you text me. Yes.
What about if you have like separate teachers, like some of your teachers want to schedule like if they have privates, like for their groups?
Yeah.
Is there separate bands they can do?
You can. So this is where I'm saying you can make it as complicated or as simple as you want. That's entirely up to you. If as a, I don't know if you're a studio owner, but if I was a studio owner, for example, and I wanted to allow my teachers the freedom to do that, then I could. They can, your Ballet 4 teacher can have a band, if you want her to, with all the Ballet 4 students in there. And then if you trust her to handle that and she can schedule them how they want to, then she can go in, you can make her an admin. She can schedule it in the calendar however she wants. I don't have a need for that, but you absolutely can. There could be 1,000 bands.
Your entire studio?
Yep.
Like on one band? Like just for studio information?
So last year, this year I only have one team. Last year I had two. So I had a dance pack band. That was just everybody that was part of Basics Dance Pack was in this band. Then I had a basic varsity dance pack. Then I had a basic JV dance pack. I've even known, like the coach who told me about this in the first place also has the same thing, like a school regular one, a school varsity, a school JV. She had a school hip hop. So all her varsity hip hop one. She had one designated just for the pom, one just for the game day. It's super, so I wish I could show you on this. If I was able to log in, I would show you. It's very easy. There's a little button. Let me actually try to see if I can go back to this home screen. Hold on.
Because I don't want to have to put these kids in all the different groups.
So yeah, you are going to have to add
URL to sign up for the correct one. So some parents may sign up for 4 of them.
So what you can do if you're at a studio, this is what your homepage looks like. As you can see, this says like Blue Diamond Dance. So I would imagine that this is Blue Diamond Dance main one, and then Blue Diamond Dance's ballet at 3 p.m. So you can see they have it segmented. And there is that you can't see it on here, but there's a little plus sign. You just click the plus sign and just create a new band. You could be like, if you want one just for your teachers, so you can send out information to just the teachers.
There's a certain code for each one of those?
Yeah, and so what you can do, when you go, let me see if.
What does that look like for them? Can they see which group they're in?
Yeah, so right here, luckily I'm tall, it says top. And when you click that invite button, like I said, I'm gonna be at the booth and I'll be happy to pull up my phone and show you more in person because I can actually interact with it. But when you click invite, it says share QR code, share copy link. There's one more, I can't remember, but you can do that. So if you're at a studio, what I would do, like I said, I don't have a ton of bands because I don't need them, but if I needed them, I would just print off the QR code and I would literally tape it to the wall and be like, with a title, like Blue Diamond Dance Center, Maine.
But everyone has a separate.
And everyone can do it. Yep, everyone would have their own separate QR code for whatever group you wanted. So like this one, 2021-2022 Dance Pack has their own separate QR code. They click that QR code and it takes them straight to this one.
And then they send you the QR code so you know what it is. I mean, how?
Yeah, it creates the QR code on its own. So once you click it, it just has its own QR code that pops up. I thought there was an example of one. Well, I'm pretty sure in here there was an example of one. It looks like this. So it's just a QR code. You click share QR code and it just pops up. It pops up. They would obviously need to be able to scan it with their phone. That's why I usually send a link if I'm sending it to someone because you can't scan it if you have your phone. But if you're at a studio, I could print off that QR code, tape it right there. All they'd have to do is go up to it and be like, scan, enter. Oh, look at me. I'm in the Basic Dance Pack band or whatever it was. You could give a separate QR code just to your teachers, a separate QR code just to 3 p.m. ballet, whatever it is that you want. Yeah, but you can make as many bands as you'd like. However you feel like you need to organize your life. Some people are more organized than others. It's whatever you want. And that's the best part about it is you can do whatever you'd like.